And I'm just going to press the button. There's a button, that big thing right there. I'm just going to press it once. Now it's going to start chirping. Let's see here. Come on. I have to put, there it goes. Hey, that's how most reset themselves. Some loud bursts and that kind of thing. Now, I'm going to go upstairs and set the other ones. Now, the funny thing with this condo, this is the only one downstairs, okay? And usually what they require, what they recommend, and I'm surprised that smoke alarm is not, and see, whoever installed that one maybe 5 years ago, maybe they didn't know this, and maybe you don't either. But anytime you're downstairs and you're close to the kitchen, and if you have any gas appliances, and we're going to have a stove here, and it's going to be hooked up to the gas. Anytime you have a gas appliance, you're supposed to have a combination smoke alarm, carbon monoxide alarm, okay? And so you're supposed to have two, and I noticed that this one is not. I wasn't 100% sure until I was going to reset that, because if it was carbon monoxide and smoke, I would have gotten all those loud bursts, and then it would have said carbon monoxide. And then the next time it would go through a whole thing, and then it would say fire, or it would do something so that you would know that it's a combination. Well, this one doesn't have that, and I think there's another one in the condo that is. And you keep watching this video, and I'll show you where it's at. I'll show you where it's at. I'm pretty sure it is, and it's in an odd location. Let's see, we're coming up here, and you're just supposed to have smoke alarms in the bedrooms. And this is the one that I had just installed. And, okay. I'm going to press the button. Let's see what happens here. Okay, that one's fine. And remember, I've got that one way up high. How on earth am I going to get that? Well, that's why I've got my little extension pole. And that extension pole extends up to 8 feet. And I think I can reach it. I think I can reach it with that. I've got to get my little step ladder. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to have to get my... I got an 8-foot ladder downstairs. Just bear with me. I'm going to let the camera go. I'm getting my little 3-foot ladder down here. And I'm going to see. I think I can reach it. I'm not, like I say, I'm not quite sure if I can. Remember, if you were with me and saw me painting these ceilings, you would have seen me get up on that and try to reach that. And so, see, I'm going to take this extension. I'm going to take this, and this is a extended one. See, I got it up that. See there? I got it that tall, and I'm going to get up there, and I think I can just barely reach this. And all I have to do is press that button up there. Let's see if I can. And if yours is at more of an angle, you could put some masking tape upside down on the end of this pole. Look at that, I can reach it. Come on. Okay, so now I know that one's reset. Okay. Yes, it's very important you do this every time you turn the breaker off. Okay, now I'm gonna get up in here. I think I can reach that one fine. I'm gonna bring my extension pole in here, my little ladder, and see, that one's kind of at an angle away from where I'm gonna be standing, but I think I can reach it okay. If it was any more of an angle, I could put some some masking tape upside down on the end of my pole, and then wrap some more masking tape around it so that the masking tape would kind of be sticky and then it wouldn't slide off to where I can push that button. Okay, but I'm pretty sure I can push the button. We'll see. Okay. There we go. Look at that. Come on, here we go. Okay, now I'm pretty sure that's all the ones in the house, but I've got another one right here inside this little area, and we got a tankless water heater up here, and we also have a heater. The heater's up here, and that's just how they decided they had to do it for this condo. Isn't that funny? We've got this in the master bedroom. That's kind of funny. But hey, whatever rocks and floats your boat, their boat. And I'm going to get up in here because see there, look at that. There's a smoke alarm up here. And I'm pretty sure this one is the carbon monoxide and fire. Okay? Because see, here's the heater. It's over here. And this is the tankless water system we just installed. We used to have a 40-gallon water heater right there, but it's just very minuscule for a little condo. Okay, now I'm going to press this, and now you listen to it. It should say, it should have the lady coming on and talking, and I think she's going to say something about carbon monoxide and fire. Let's listen. That was
carbon monoxide.
You hear it? Carbon monoxide. There you go. See, the first one, when it went off, it said fire. And then it went through another sequence and it said carbon monoxide. So I know this one is carbon monoxide and fire smoke alarm because this is gas. It's hooked up to gas. We know that because here's the gas pipe. Here's the valve for the gas, and the gas is usually run in the black pipe. And then you run over here, and sure enough, the tankless water system is on gas. So anytime you have gas appliances or equipment, you've got to have, or it's recommended to have a smoke alarm and also the carbon monoxide one, because the carbon monoxide one, you know, you can't really smell that. You could be downstairs, wherever, and people have died from in their sleep if you have a carbon monoxide leak. So it's always good to have that. So guess what that means? You know, that one in the hallway downstairs by the kitchen, I'm gonna have to replace that with a new one that is smoke and carbon monoxide, and it's hooked up to the power. And so when I go to the store, those are kind of expensive, but hey, you got to do what you got to do, right? And it's got it'll have a backup battery. It'll have the smoke alarm. It'll also have the carbon monoxide, and it will be hardwired. And so when I get that on that one downstairs, I'm going to replace it. Okay? But for the meanwhile, I know that at least I'm protected downstairs for smoke. In case anything goes off, I've got that. Now, I just went through that rigmarole to fix that, didn't I? And with the washer and stuff, when I pull that off, I guess I could save that in case I need it in the future, in the near future, or anything like that. And guess what that also means? When I turn the power back off to install that smoke alarm, that means I'm going to have to reset all the other ones too. That's okay. And I've seen some people, I've done it before where maybe I'm inside a condo and I don't know where the breaker is, maybe there's no breaker where you're at. Maybe you're in an apartment complex. You don't have a sub panel in your, or you don't know where your sub panel is or something. I've seen people do it, and you can do it if you're careful. You take one wire nut off, take the black one off, and then do the black. Then take the red one off, then do the red, then do the white one, or whatever. But I would, again, I'm not really trying to tell you to do something that's against safety practices. It's always best to turn your breaker off. And in your sub panel, not always will it say smoke alarm. It might be on lights or duplex electrical outlets, family room, living room. You never know. Exterior lights or exterior GFI. You just don't know. And so if you can't find it, you're going to have to flip them off one at a time. Make sure you get the right one before you work on it. Okay? All right. There you go. Well, that's all I have for this time. But I'll be back with more videos. Well, I can mark that off my list for now. Next time I go to the store, yep, I'm going to get a new carbon monoxide smoke alarm.